Hey guys, welcome back to Boots Gaming Tips. Today we will be doing a budget gaming build because I went online and started looking for a computer that I needed to work for out in the shop. So I just decided, well, let's just do a video on it too. So I got all this for about 150 bucks. So this is basically a $150 gaming computer. So at the heart of it, we've got as an HP Elitedesk, and it is the 800G3 with an i5. Hello. Hey, hello, Cass. With an i5 6500, not the best, but for what I do, just messing around and stuff, it'll be more than enough. So you'll see on the front here, we got one Type C, and we got Type, okay, what are you doing? Two Type A 3.0s, and then two of the Thunderbolt there. Then we got a USB 2 headphone and microphone and headphone jack combo. And then we got a power button on this side, and then you'll see this one did have the DVD drive, so that's always good to know. On the back, it is a little beat up and stuff, but it was 70 bucks, so I just went ahead and got it. Don't have any Windows codes or anything like that, but this is going to be a Linux computer, so to open it up, there's a switch on the back, right there. And also on the back while we're here, you got two display ports, you got two audios, you got VGA, you got four USBs, that's 6. And then we got an Ethernet there, and the power supply on that side, of course. Let's see. Get the top off is a little bit of a headache, but I got it. Now this did come with 8 gigabytes of memory, but I took that out and instead got what I had laying around. So 8 gigabytes would be enough for what I do, but I just went ahead and got 16 to test out games and stuff, because the Last of Us wouldn't even boot on it. So we got 16 gigabytes of HyperX Fury at 2133 megahertz. And also the SSD and the hard drive I also added. So I got Linux, two versions of it. We got Battlecera for retro, and we got Bazzite, so the SteamOS basically for Steam and stuff. And I've already changed out the thermal paste and everything on this. It was good to go, running just fine. Underneath, we can see that we have more going on. Hold on. You got 4 DMs, so it can be dual channel. You also notice this extra fan that I rigged up from an old PS2 fan because it was getting way too hot for the graphics card. It was well over 90 degrees, so went ahead, rigged that up, had it down, and now it runs at around 80-ish degrees now. So just old PS2 fan that I hooked up to a USB. So now then, what I got for upgrades, of course, we got the 2 sticks of DDR4s at 16 gigabytes at 2133 megahertz. Just go ahead and put them in on camera here. Turn it so y'all can see it, of course. This also has slot for, I don't know if you can see it. Here, let me pick this up before I actually do that. For an internal Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module, as well as a SSD slot, you'll see just barely right behind the power pin there. I opted not to use those because I don't keep my those on hand. I got one, but I just decided against it. So I got dual channel of our HyperX 16 gigabyte sticks. Here we go. This clips right in. We also got 3 SATA ports and of course the DVD there. So it worked out perfectly for what I was using. Now then, for a graphics card, it is not the best, but it gets it done. We got us an RX 5500. This is the 4 gigabyte model. And so far from the testing, it's been just fine for what I'm doing. It is definitely a cutoff after a certain point, but got a 4 gigabyte version of it. Got a display port and 2 mini displays. So I got a HDMI to DisplayPort adapter for it. And to put it in, it's pretty simple. Just lift that up, and then just start messing around with it till it slides in where you want it, which is the top 16X slot there. There we go. Got it. Now then, this is just what I did, but also the RX 550 was $40. So that was $40, and then this is another $40. This is personal preference because I know a lot of people would rather use Ethernet or something, but out in the shop, I do not have internet ran out there, so I have to use Wi-Fi. So we got a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.3 adapter here. It's Wi-Fi 6 Bluetooth. It is an AX. Oh boy. There we go. AX3000 TP-Link Wi-Fi 6 Bluetooth PCIe adapter. So to put that in, also pretty simple. I just put it in the bottom one just so that the graphics card has as much air as possible. Now then, to plug in the little thing for the Bluetooth, you'll see, not really, but just trust me on this. There is a, here, you know what, I'll just pick it up so that y'all can see. Underneath, there is, it says SD reader, just very little, right there, right where I'm pointing this finger here. It says SD reader, but it's just a USB modified for the SD reader for the front that this did not come with. So you just plug it in there and it works just fine. I ain't had any problems so far. Hopefully I don't, now that I've jinxed myself, I'm sure. Now then, all we got to do, close that up very carefully without crushing anything. On the side there's a little bit of problem, but once you get it, you get it. And then I just wrapped the, I could have just soldered it to the board, but I didn't want to risk breaking nothing. Let's see, guys, plug that in. And then of course I got my PS4 controller because PlayStation is the way to go for anything for me. Sorry Xbox, but yeah, not for me. Got the antennas for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter, of course. Then those just pop right in. You just spin those in just like any other. And again, for only 40 bucks for that adapter, even though it's probably a little bit high, but it was a decent one. And I definitely need reliable for this kind of stuff. And then I just turn them. Probably shouldn't over the power supply cooler, but oh well. Then do that. Got it all set up. And also these are just sitting here, and I know they shouldn't be either, but it works for me, and once I get it in place it won't move anyway. So just put the top on, and then if you got it in place, it will just click right into place just like that. And there we go. We got a little bit of scratching and stuff on the front, but it came like that, and it was not for me, I promise. So guys, that's about it for that. So now then we'll get into the testing, showing y'all the inside, what it can do on the computer, see what all power we get, what all we got going on with the gaming and stuff. So see y'all in just a second. Okay guys, we're back at it. And we're in Bazzite now. We're looking around, you see it going through the GUI and stuff. So over here in settings, you'll see over in our system, we're using Bazzite, of course. We got that i5 6500, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I did keep that for the testing, but 8 would be fine for most games, except for like The Last of Us. You'll see we have that RX 550 with 4 gigabytes of VRAM, very important for this, because if not, most would not work. So now then, let's get into the game testing. So first we have The Last of Us, Part 1. We're at 720 low. And also, we got FSR 3.1 set to Ultra Performance, and you'll see we're hovering, I mean, it's pretty evenly, I mean, it's no stuttering or nothing like that, but we're only barely getting 14, 12. So what I'm going to try now is try this lossless scaling, and maybe it'll fix it for us, at least to make it playable. And I know this is odd, and most people don't like it, but for something like this, it should work. But the problem is the input delay on even The Last of Us is so bad that it just makes the game unplayable. Unfortunately, on the RX 550 with the i5 here, is just not playable. So I'm just going to let this play for a second, and then we'll go on to the next one. Okay guys, now we're in Bleach, Rebirth of Souls. Odd choice of game, but I like it, and it is still an arena fighter. And it's recent, so we'll see what it can do here. So standard settings, 720p, all low. I got a couple mods that disable a lot of the effects and stuff to maybe help a little bit. We're hovering around 30-ish FPS here going on, and it's, for me, I play it just fine like this. I actually have been playing it on this computer and been doing pretty good with it. So with 30 FPS for me is play. I know a lot of people would rather have 60, especially in a fighter, which I get. But for me, 30 is playable. Of course, we're kind of sub 30, but it is working and it is playable. So now then, the next thing we're going to try is the lossless scaling with it to see if we can get up to 60 FPS. So let this play out, and then I'll be back with it and just let it play out and go on to the next game. Okay, we're back with lossless scaling set to 2 times. You'll see right off the bat here the text and all. It is those generated frames are making it kind of look a little bit blurred, but you see it does look a lot better though. You can tell they are generated frames, but it is making it almost 60. It's right there on the edge of it, and it's really playable here. And also, the input delay on Bleach, I can't tell that much of a difference. Like, I feel like it's there, but not bad at all. I still play just fine, just like this. So, we're good to go on Bleach. Rebirth of Souls, if you are looking to play it on this kind of setup. It is working and good to go. The frame time graph is definitely all over the place, but I didn't feel any problems while I was playing this. And I played for like 10 or 15 minutes, so no issue there. Okay guys, we're in Resident Evil 4 Remake, all low, 720p. We got shader, the shadow cache is on, and we don't have to use FSR in any way. The game ran perfectly at around 30 to 40-ish FPS, more than playable. So what I'm going to do instead is actually go ahead and turn on the lossless scaling, and we're going to see how well that does in this game. You'll see I got it turned on to 2x, everything performance mode, everything ready for this. And you will see that I was having a tough time aiming and shooting the gun. That looks a lot smoother, but the input delay on Resident Evil 4 was so bad. This here, it made it so much harder. If it wasn't for the aim assist in this game, which I don't like using, just makes it so much harder. I mean, the game ran just fine. You don't actually need the lossless scaling, but in case you wanted 60 FPS, it is almost playable and almost ready to go. Okay, you'll see we're in Piece Odyssey, a role-playing game, and we are at 720p. We're at low settings, a VSync off, everything to see how well we can do. Unfortunately, there is a cap at 60 FPS because of the settings that I'm using, but you'll see that we nowhere near hit that at 720p even. I mean, it's in the high 40s most of the time. Getting an average around 40-ish, so we're just going to go ahead and turn on lossless scaling so we can see what it looks like. And this is another game. The input delay was not bad at all, but you'll see some weird, like watch Luffy's hair. It like does some weird artifacting as you're going. You don't notice it unless you're doing those quick movements. So now then, I want to try something else. We're going to be going up to 1080p. And we're going to see what that's going to do. And you'll see it's still playable. I got the lossless scaling still on for it, of course. But it is playable. With lossless scaling off, it is around 29 to 26, 29-ish FPS. It's in the high 20s. I was playing it just fine around that. I don't know how it would do in fighting, but still, it worked. So guys, that's what I have to say about this whole thing. If you want to make something like this, you usually can. It is a budget-friendly option, and you can upgrade later on, like to RTX 4060, a low profile, but the power supply in this specific unit just is not going to power because it's only 180 watt power supply. So that probably isn't going to work with a 4060. Get you a tower version, and you'll be able to upgrade the power supply and probably have to get a proprietary converter for it to let it be able to work on the other types of a regular standard ATX power supply. So guys, that's about it for this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more. And I will see y'all in the next one.